Hey, what's up, man? Welcome back to another episode of the Kickback, man. Today we got a very special guest, man. We got Yameen coming to the show, man. What's up, man?
What's up, man? I appreciate you, man. I'm glad I can make it here.
Man, for sure. We finally got you in the boardroom, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Going back and forth on social media for a couple weeks, just trying to plot out, when the right timing was going to be, when things was going to be able to connect a little bit, man. And I'm just so happy we finally got it to happen, man.
Yeah, the timing worked out perfect, man. First of the year, top of the year, fresh thoughts, fresh ideas, good reset. So it worked out.
Especially with some of the things you do, man. Like, it's a time of year where people want to create health goals and, they want to, start to reinvent themselves, man. I think, some of the conversation that we can bring up a little bit later, man, can kind of speak to that and help somebody.
Yeah, man. I hope somebody can take away something from it. So,
yeah, for sure. Man, so, let's hop right into it, man. I'm just naturally curious, man. Man, tell us a little bit about who you are as a man and, how you kind of got to this point in your life.
Yeah, so from Charlotte, North Carolina, originally Indianapolis, Indiana, but raised here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Grew up on Batesford Road, lower income community, but I'm proud of my community nonetheless.
Hey, shout out to the Ford, man.
Shout out to the Ford, man. We came a long way. We still developing too.
For sure.
So I went to West Charlotte, proud alumni of West Charlotte. So any Lions watching this, Dub C, we in the building, we everywhere. So yeah, after I played high school football, graduated from West Charlotte. Earned a football scholarship at Eastern Kentucky University.
Okay.
Played football there for 4 years, started for 2. I played stand-up and outside linebacker. I was involved in the Black Student Union, a few business innovation organizations on campus.
Wow.
Part Omega Psi Phi fraternity, president of my chapter.
I didn't know you was a Q.
Yeah. Oh, you can't miss it.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Every time you see me, I probably got a little polo on or something. So
Shout
keeps it flow. But played in undergrad and then graduated. I had my major was in political science.
Okay.
I didn't know what I wanted to do when I got to college. I'll be honest with you.
That's a lot though, man. Hold on. I don't want to skate over all of this, man. So you graduated from West Charlotte, in which you go to Eastern Kentucky.
Yep.
And then you playing football, but you're also so involved on some of the student activities that most normal students get to participate in that you really don't usually see athletes in.
Absolutely.
How was that balancing act between making sure you're putting in the work to get on the field and be a master at your craft from that end, but also do a lot of the, I guess, regular student stuff too?
Yeah, man. It was tough. I look back at it. I joke say I've had a full-time job since I was 19.
That's real.
Because
I can see that.
Literally from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day, something is happening towards what you're being paid to do, right? I earned a scholarship, so I was being paid to play football, right? At a certain, perform at a certain level.
I got a question about that. So we can get into that too a little later.
So as far as extracurricular activity goes, so let's take a step back. When I was in West Charlotte, I was part of this, it was a DECA program, and I can't remember what the acronym stands for now, but it was along the lines of business innovation.
I was in DECA, I can't remember what it means.
Yeah, exactly. I can't remember, but I was part of that too. So when I got to Eastern Kentucky, I was just like, all right, well, I want to make a footprint here like I did at West Charlotte. So I didn't want to just play football only, right? I wanted to be involved. I wanted to get as ingrained in the community as possible.
For sure.
And the only way to do that was to, collaborate with and associate with people who I don't see all the time.
That's real.
Which are my teammates.
That's real.
And upon doing that, I started getting a chance to learn about other people from different walks of life. So growing up on Batesford, everybody looks like us, right?
Yeah.
The day I got to Eastern Kentucky, it was like nobody looked like
Culture
us.
shock.
It was just oh my God. It was like, yo, what is this? What's going on? This ain't what they gave us on our recruiting visit.
Right.
So so it was a culture shock for me. The adjustment was long.
Yeah.
It was a long adjustment period for me, but I did adjust nonetheless.
Right.
And I just wanted to be involved, man. I just didn't want to just be an athlete.
Yeah.
Right? I always wanted to be more, right? You see LeBron James more
Absolutely.
than an athlete.
Absolutely.
So and that was just my mentality while I was there. So involved in business. Then I started doing events, started throwing parties, started meeting people in different lanes. And I was just I started finding myself ingrained in different circles, right? But I never immersed myself in any one circle. I just had a footprint in each of these different avenues.
So, man, this is very interesting, man, because I know when I grew up, I played a lot of ball in high school as well. Didn't get to play on the collegiate level, but for me, it was so important to still make good grades as an athlete because I didn't want to be looked at as like a dumb job. You know what I mean?
Right,
to where,
absolutely.
you know, I was barely getting by. And not to say if that's your story, that's your story, you know, none of that. But my dad always used football to make me make good grades. Because as soon as, you know, it started to drop, it was, oh, you know you ain't going to play football.
Yeah.
All right, I got to get back on it. Like, how did that impact you in any way? Just that whole persona of, you know what, I want to be more than an athlete, but do it through entrepreneurship, grades. Like, I guess, how did that filter through?
Yeah, man, I think education was always something that was preached growing up.
Right.
You know, I grew up in a single family household, so I bounced back and forth a little bit between my mother and my father. My father's military retired, 27 years, so his life is very disciplined, right? It's the same thing each day on the same hour every day, right?
That explains a lot.
Yeah, his is like very
I can see
regimented.
this.
My mom's, she was more, you know, gut driven, gut instinct driven, you know, risk taker. And once she locks on to something, she's locked on, right? So I think I have a balance, right?
Okay.
And so as far as schoolwork goes, I never struggled in school, right? I never struggled in school. I just thought it was boring.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It never really intrigued me. But I mean, at West Charlotte, I never applied myself, and I don't encourage anyone to take that route. You know, if you're there, do the best you can. But it just never excited me.
Gotcha.
So I graduated top 30 in my class. Not to brag, that's nothing. But I just
so
never studied.
You graduated top 30, never studied, but still like was producing like at that type of high level academically.
I just produced like another. It was boring, man.
Yeah,
it was very routine, monotonous. The subjects were very routine, monotonous. I just never felt challenged. So I was just doing what I felt like I needed to do to get by.
Right.
And it worked out, I guess, in my favor. Same thing happened when I got to Eastern Kentucky. I graduated like a 3.3 GPA. Okay. So playing football, sports, you know, it wasn't nothing knocking out the park, but again,
3.3 while playing sports is, I mean, most jobs getting into back in those days, 3.0 was that, you know, that spot that you wanted to hit. So that's pretty good. Yeah,
and it was just another thing. It was just boring, man. And when I went and got my MBA, I hope it's not jumping too far here.
Nah, do your thing.
I got my MBA. I actually enjoyed it, so I actually applied myself a little more. So I finished like with a 3.6.
So what changed?
I think just the passion, man. I think when I was in school, I didn't take business classes when I was an undergrad. It was political. So I got to college. I thought I wanted to be an engineer. But once I took a physics class, I realized I didn't want to be an engineer.
Got you.
Then playing sports, I was like, well, I'll just go to the NFL.
Yeah.
That wasn't happening. You know what I'm saying? It was just, I wasn't focused enough on sports solely to have that work mentality to get to the NFL.
Let's put a pin there because I think that's a good topic for some of the young men that may come across this that love sports and their first thing is, I mean, everybody want to go to the league. You know what I mean? Like, everybody want to go to the league growing up. Like, when did you realize that, all right, this dream that I initially had may not happen, and I need a plan B? You know what I mean? Like, how did that hit you, and when did it hit you?
Yeah, I knew I wasn't going to go to the league when the coach blew the whistle, and we broke it down in practice, and I took my tail into that locker room. You know what I'm saying? When I started doing that all the time, and when I would come into the football office maybe to go to training session early to kind of get rap, and I would see other guys in the film room, I knew I didn't want to be watching film outside of time, right?
So what you're saying, because when you say going into the locker room, you mean because there are other people staying, running more
like we had a punter. He actually is a punter for the Pittsburgh Steelers now. He would stay after kick extra punts, right? We had a guy who played offensive lineman. He went to the Vikings. He stayed after, did extra reps.
Got you.
I knew I was one of them guys, so we broke it down. I'm trying to get to the locker rooms. I get to the calf and kick it, right?
Yeah.
So in those moments, well, I look back now, but in those moments, I knew that I wasn't putting in the extra work that was needed, right? I wasn't relentless, right? Like the other guys were. And so I was like, yo, the league is not calling my name.
That's a bar. Because, like, even at that age, having the wisdom to know that to get to that professional level, you have to put in way more work than the person that's just going to practice. Like, that's something to be said, not only, like, athletically, but even business-wise, right? You know what I mean? When everyone leave the office after 9 to 5, and you might be the one in there from 5 to 7 or 5 to 8, you know what I mean, learning more, doing more research on what's going on in your market, whatever you do. Like, those are the people that tend to go further and excel because they put in that extra time, man. That was real cognizant of you at that age, man, because, you know, when you in college, bro, like, you got so many distractions.
Man, it's
you know
a kicking session. It's a big kicking session.
For sure.
Yeah.
And like to be wise enough to be like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna be in the calf, but I'm also finna just start doing like some other things that can benefit me.
Mm-hmm.
That's important.
Yeah, so that's what I started doing.
Yeah.
Like when I was hanging the calf, I was like, dang, all these people sitting around. I used to hear people complain about how boring school was, like on the weekends. I peeped that everybody went home on the weekends.
Yeah,
like
UNC Charlotte was the same
suitcase
way.
campus,
Yeah.
right? Everybody packs up and goes home because
Yeah.
people live kind of like in that hour and a half
Yep,
drive.
UNC Charlotte's the same way.
Go
Yeah,
to Cincinnati, go to Louisville, Knoxville, wherever. You're close to getting home. So I was like, yo, everybody keep going home. Let me give people a reason to stay. So I started, I linked up one of my guys in Lexington, and we decided, like, let's throw a party in Richmond, right? It wasn't just like an average party, right? It was like, we want to add a theme. We're going to add some promotions. We bought T-shirts for girls to wear around campus. We shot video footage. We deployed it on Facebook. We did all these things to create demand for this event. Started selling. Like, we were the first ones in that area to sell physical tickets. We were the first ones to use Eventbrite down there. Like, we did a lot of firsts, right?
Yeah.
Purchase a wristband. If you get in by 11 o'clock, you get a free shot of Hennessy or something like that.
Yeah.
Give everybody underage, but who cares at that time? So we just did a lot of innovative stuff, man. And I just saw an opportunity to give people something that wasn't there, and that started intriguing me more than staying after watching film. Yeah. So at that moment, I realized okay,
you started to feed an entrepreneurial bug at that point.
Exactly. So something moving here. Something's making me when I could go watch film, nah, let me think of a new theme instead. Let me look on Facebook, see what they doing out in California, right?
That's dope.
And so that started kind of, I think, feeding my entrepreneurial drive a little bit.
Yeah.
I did not know was there. You know what I mean?
And see, that's one of our main pillars here at Boardroom Vision is purpose, man.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain that feeling just a little bit more, man? Because for me, it's when you just know, bruh.
Yeah, man. That's the hardest thing to say, man. Because even now, I'm 33. I think I'm 33. Yeah, I'm 33.
I do that too, bro.
I forgot. But even now, sometimes trusting your gut, trusting yourself is important, right? You got to have faith in your decisions, and have faith in yourself and confidence in yourself to trust yourself. And I, even still at 33, battle with that, right? I literally was just having a conversation with my mom just yesterday about what are some gems you can give me to help me trust myself more, right? And you're always learning. This is always a process. You never have it all figured out, no matter where you are in life. Life is all about learning.
For sure.
So when I was in undergrad, for me, what really hit that light, man, was that what I was excited about, right? Yeah. It was never I'm gonna do this, and if I don't get paid for it, I had a good time. No, money was always, I need to have some bread to send to the crib, right?
Absolutely.
But what I knew is that my creative energy was sparked. My purpose, as far as what I want to do, was clear. Yeah. Right? It was a clear objective. My clear objective is to make sure everybody has fun. Yeah. My clear objective is to make sure everyone leaves with a smile on their face. Yeah. It was clear as day. So it was just a matter of putting the pieces of the puzzle, making a strategy, and executing on it.
Yeah.
So I think whenever you're doing something that really excites you, it doesn't have to necessarily mean you throw parties so you're going to be a party promoter forever. Right. It just means you start feeding that beast that's in there, and you have to identify for what purpose, right? Good. What is it? What's the clear end objective? Yeah. So for me, it was hey, I want to make sure people have a great time, people have fun, and that's what got me started doing the events in undergrad.
That's good, man. Cause I don't know, man. I'm just so big on purpose, man. And for me, I filter a lot of that through prayer, through meditation. And even to your point, it's still hard, right? Because I battle with is this me or is this God? You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. Because
you try, sometimes, let's be honest, right? It's a lot of things we think God is telling us, but that be your ego sometimes, right?
Absolutely.
So even filtering through that process. But one thing I have known that for me that's become consistent is signs for me don't lie. You know what I mean? I when I'm a little bit more in tune, I realize oh, God is trying to tell me that in this moment. God's trying to tell me that in that moment. And just having that third eye open up a little bit more and being in tune, man. So man, this is dope, bro. So you go to college, man, you get settled into the university, you start to feed this entrepreneurial bug. Graduation comes. Talk to us about that process, going through graduation and how you developed thereafter?
Yeah, you want to talk about graduating with no plan? That was me.
Okay.
To be honest with you, man,
Okay.
it was those 5 years I redshirted. Those 5 years went by so fast. I never did internships. Right, I never did internships in undergrad. I never worked like a summer job. I was always at school for football. So in the summertime, I would come home for the first semester, go back for football camp, and I'd be there taking summer classes, working out with the guys, and just kind of kicking it. Right.
One question, and I want to interject this right now, right? So, did the intern thing not happen because of football? Like, were there restraints or restrictions? Like,
no, the intern thing didn't happen because I didn't have guidance to take an internship. Like, no one was in my ear like, yeah, I mean, you need to look at taking an internship.
Got you.
Or none of the football academic advisors were like, hey, yeah, I mean, have you considered internship? So I didn't have any influence in my life to take that step, right? I mean, in my family, so my cousin, he went to Grambling State University. My mother, she went to California, UC Berkeley.
Right.
My uncle went to UC Berkeley. Like, all the people on my mother's side, a lot of them went to college.
Right.
On my father's side, everybody's from Mississippi. Everybody went from high school straight to work. Right.
Gotcha.
And so I didn't have like someone. And back in my mother was 60. I'm not gonna tell her age, but she's over 60. Right.
What's up, Mom? We're gonna protect you.
I ain't gonna tell you. So she's over 60. So back then, theirs was like, everything kind of just flows back then.
Gotcha.
So I didn't know about internships,
Gotcha.
right? I would see my teammates, predominantly like white teammates, like, working at this plant, or I'm doing this up there. They were taking internships. Didn't even know what an internship was. So unfortunately, I did not have a plan come graduation. I knew I had a gift. I was able to like build rapport with people.
Right.
I knew I was charismatic. I knew that, I had a gift of gab, right? Basically, I could talk to anyone about anything and kind of just go from there. But that didn't matter because there's a lot of people out there who could do that and actually had like technical skill sets.
Right.
So, man, graduation was tough, man. Like, I had a great night, graduation night, right? I had a great night, but then that next day it's like, all right, so what's next? So what next? I'm no longer a student anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, man, that transition was tough, man. It was tough. It was tough. It was a rocky road of a lot of learning. I think I came out of school 2011. 2012, I ended up working like a sales job. Right. And I remember, man, this is like, oh my God, for anybody who's watching this, and if you've had this or if you're going to be a part of this, you'll understand hindsight. I remember, man, I was working as a sales position for it was like an affiliate marketing company for DirecTV. All right. So I'm like up in Walmart pitching people like, hey, who do you have your cable service provider, right? Yeah. Mind you, now, in Charlotte, like, I was the guy, right? Playing football. Like, in my yearbook, everybody's like, can't wait to see you play on Sunday. So my yearbook's full of people think I'm going to the league, right? Inducted in my high school Hall of Fame, all of that stuff. So I see an old classmate. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They walk by like, oh, what's up, bro? I'm like, hey, what's going on? First time I see him probably like 3-4 years since maybe like I came home for a school break or something. And he was like, so what you doing out here? Yeah. At that moment, I'm like, who you got from cable service provider? You know what I'm saying? He like, I got Time Warner. Why? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, DirecTV. He's like, oh, you sell DirecTV? I was like, yeah. He's like, damn, I thought you was going to the league, man. He's like, but I'm good though, and walked off. In that moment, man, it's like humbling. Oh my God,
it gotta be humbling.
It was like my whole world got crushed right there, bro. And this is this is the part I want to tell a story.
No, this is good.
The resiliency I did not have for a situation like that. Because when that happened, I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. I tanked. The next week, I got like one of my homeboys was a doctor. I asked him to write me a doctor's note, so like my appendix burst, so that I didn't have to go back to work. You know what I'm saying? And I literally for a month sat at the crib like, yo, what am I gonna do next, man? Right. Like I can't keep being seen by people and everybody looking like I'm a failure. But I allowed that to get into my head. Versus now I'm 33. I look back. I should have just been like, yo, I mean, hey, this is where I'm at now.
And you can pick some skills up from this. Exactly. Because like it's a skill to go out and talk to people you don't know.
Oh, absolutely.
To try to sell things, man. Like, and even in those types of roles, like harnessing that can lead to like even like stuff that you're doing now because now you have to become a better picture in your presentation and things like that nature, man. Like, so like just that experience is very interesting because like our ego, man, sometimes, bro,
man, got the best
like,
of them.
oh, it can. Like it's done happened to me on numerous occasions, bro.
Yeah. And it was crazy. It was some young guys, man, who was like, so the way you do, young guy come in, if you hit like a certain quota for the week, right? The next week you promote to be a trainer.
Right.
So like the young guys come in, maybe 19, 18, fresh out of high school, fresh from CPCC, and they're like, you see this light in their eye.
Yeah,
it's like their first job. And I'm sitting here like, I got this college degree, I'm up in here training this 19-year-old kid on how to pitch, and he's coming here like he's killing it, right? Yeah. He's like got 14 closes in the first week. I got 14 this last 6 months I've been here. You know what I'm saying? So it is just like, what am I doing wrong? But those guys, man, they were scrappy. They looked at it like an opportunity to learn. Yeah. Where I was operating from an aspect of I'm better than this. Yeah. Right. I shouldn't be here.
It goes back to purpose too, though. When you think about it, right? Like the feeling that you had when you were throwing parties and you felt that thing versus just being in a position where you're like, no, I don't care about direct TV. I really don't care about being here. I'm not trying to look out for no customers. Man. I'm just going through this. Like that's when you can easily just give up or not want to do something because it's like, I don't care about
this. Yeah.
Like so, I mean, again, that's why passion and purpose is so important,
man.
Because it can differentiate like where you're supposed to be versus like where you are. And just sometimes you gotta have the guts to just walk away because it puts you in a different trajectory to now truly find what your purpose is.
Yeah, I think even with the walk away, man, I think it's important to understand what you're walking away from, right? Like failure, quitting, so if you can fail, it's gonna happen. Right. Like you're bound to fail. But I feel like I walked away for the wrong reason. It was quitting, right? When I should have walked away like, hey, I got what I needed from this position. Right. I needed some skill sets from sales or, getting outside of my comfort zone, which I never had a problem talking to people, but talking to people about something that I don't care about was something new to me. And then I could have walked away from it like, all right, I've closed out my objective here, on to the next. But instead, I allowed that one conversation to tank my whole get down. That's right. I allowed it to affect my income. I allowed it to affect my mentality, my mental state. I went in the tank, man, and it's crazy because I was 23, 24. I don't know how old I am now, let alone how old I was then. You know what I'm saying?
Let's just say 10 years ago.
About 10 years ago. Yeah, about 10 years ago, and I tanked, man. But hindsight is everything, and I think that it takes moments like that when you reflect that allows you to mature and grow and to take ownership of your shortcomings. Right. And then I'm talking about it, right? I could take ownership of the fact that I quit because I let my ego decide versus what's most important, which is taking care of business.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? Keeping the end goal in mind. So that's the key. Begin with the end in mind. And I didn't. That's good. You know what I'm saying? So
now that's still good though, man, because man, that's what this platform is about, man. It's about being authentic. It's about sharing our testimonies, like helping somebody that could be literally going through that same situation right now. They just needed to kind of hear it because, pulling the gem out of that, to me, it just really sounds like being aware of the opportunity that even a position that you don't want to be at can bring about, right? Yep. I mean, to be honest, like let's even talking scripture wise, like when you talk about David, like David was on the side of the mountain watching sheep. You know what I mean? When he was called in to be anointed as king, and even after he was anointed, it took 15 years to be king. You know what I mean? So like he could have easily just been like, I'm just on the side of the mountain. Who am I to be king? I watch sheep, but he was there working on his sling, protecting sheep, killing lions, killing bears, so his sheep wouldn't get hurt. But that same sling is what catapulted him into a different position
and a key friendship. So
but
yeah, man, it's crazy, brother. I just think about that moment of transition because after I left DirecTV, after I finagled my way out of DirecTV sales. My family owned a healthcare company, right? Okay. So my whole thing was like, I'm not gonna work for my family's company,
right?
Which was silly, right?
Right.
That's what people do.
Yeah, this is what you
my
want.
last name is Walton. I would go work for Walmart, right?
Sure.
So I went to work for my family's healthcare company, and I learned a lot there, right? And that was probably my first time I had a chance to work close with my mother. So I always say like my mother's like my first mentor,
right?
And I had a chance to see her operate, how she moved, how people responded to her, how she earned trust and respect from people, to where when she said, people like latched onto her words, right? And as a kid, you don't really know these things about your parents until you see them as an adult. You're like, yo, you kind of
you nice, right?
You're like nice with it, right? Like, let me try to do that. You know what I'm saying? And so I had a chance to really like learn a lot from her, being her hip pocket. So from there, it allowed me a little bit more free time to kind of recalibrate. So I decided to get my MBA.
Right.
And that's when I went down the road of like getting my MBA with focus in marketing, because I knew I enjoyed marketing, right? I knew, I looked back on them parties, it wasn't like dealing with, yo, it's $15 now. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't dealing with the people at the front door. It was the concept of what brought
how
everybody
to build
here.
something beautiful and make something memorable.
Dog, and it was just like a light switch, right? And then I was like, this is what I've been missing these past couple of years.
Right.
And so I started taking my MBA courses, man. I'm like, yo, I love this. You know, SWOT analysis, go-to market strategies, market research. I was like nerding out over this stuff. But I was like,
that's good.
I was sitting here at a coffee table on like a coffee break with my mom, and I'm like giving her a SWOT analysis. She's like, yeah, okay. She go along with it, right? She'll go along with it, but I'm just like so happy about talking about stuff that makes me light up. So I was like, yeah, this is that. And
but she was probably proud of you too, just seeing you like the energy and how you want to like enhance the family business.
Exactly.
Like, so I know that was making her smile on the inside as well.
for sure, that's man. Dope. And so yeah, bro, I finished my MBA, and from there, that's when I was just like, yo, let me do me. You know what I'm saying? Let me do me. So I started going into different avenues of where I could get in and fit in. This actually kind of segues into like where you and I kind of met too. Yeah. Cause I think we met 2018 or 17.
It was at Tim networking party, so it definitely had to be like 17 or 18.
Yeah, and I had just finished my MBA then.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I remember Tim was like, yo man, we had these nurse monthly mingles or the Bank of America BPG organization mixers. I was like, I'm not even part of the bank, but I'm gonna go. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm gonna go see what's going on. So I get there and I go to these mixers, and my whole thing, like, I had just finished my MBA, and I'm just like, yo, I'm going to see if I can land me some clients up in this joint.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can get some marketing clients up in here. And I think you and I met as we had the pray period and all that. We chopped it up. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. So and the thing that impressed me most was your professionalism. Like, you had everything like ready to go. I'm like, yo, like, you know, some people that just got it. Yeah. I was like, like, I know whatever he gonna touch, it's gonna work. Right. Because again, I seen the passion in your eyes in that time. I was like, I salute what he doing, bro.
Right. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. It was crazy, bro. Cause one thing I could say that, and this is all with rearing, right? Environment helps a lot, right? Yeah. I was always raised that no matter what room you're in, you're not inferior to anyone in there. That's right. Moms was always like, it don't matter who's in that room. That's real. You come in there with a purpose. You find out who you need to talk to. If that's not who you need to talk to, you have them direct you to who you need to talk to. You do what you gotta do, and you come on out of there.
That's real.
And so I never felt intimidated in any room I've ever been. I didn't care if they were C level, if it was janitor level, if it was all white, if it was all Asian. I didn't care what it was. I'm in there for a purpose, right? I used to go to the American Marketing Association meetings here in Charlotte, the Charlotte chapter, and I'd be the only brother in there. There might be like one other brother in there, maybe like two sisters, but that's at like 70 people, right? So, you know, naturally you gravitate toward people who look like you, right? So I would always make it a point to, before I work this room, let me acknowledge my sister or my brother, right? Real. After I do that, I'll let you know, like, hey, I'm about to go work this room. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to come speak, let you know that I ain't, you know, one of them standoffish dudes who's like, you're not supposed to be here. Right. Like, yo, we here together for a mission, so let's divide and conquer. If we come up with something, we can calibrate later. And so, yeah, man, just, you know, getting in with a purpose, you know, acknowledging your people, do what you got to do, and then get out of there. But long story short, because I can get long-winded, Mom was just like, yo, any room you in, you never inferior to anybody. That's so real. That helped me, like, confidence-wise, to just be able to go anywhere and talk to anyone, especially if it's something that's important to me, or I feel like it's important to this person I'm talking to.
And network is so important, man. Like, another key pillar is friendships, as well as family. But, like, I done got so many jobs through networks, man. Like, I done learned so much through network, man. Right. Like, just things that, or information I usually wouldn't be privy to. Man. Like, coming full circle because of just being intentional about the people that, you know, I'm kicking it with, man. I'm really, really huge on that, bro. So, like, you know, coming into the Bank of America events, to, you know, the background in sports, like, I've seen that compute into a lot of things you got going on right now, man.
Right.
Like I want to kind of start to kind of go down like some of the main things that you got going, introduce some new technologies that's about to drop as well. So like, tell us a little bit about that process and how all of this experience has kind of landed into some of the 5 things that you got going on right now.
Yeah, man. So I want to pick up on something you just said, man. And this, for me, this was the turning point in my life. Friendship, right? Friendship for me was the huge turning point. And it's so true, dog. Networks and networking. You are who you hang with.
That's right.
That's who you hang with. And full disclosure, I don't think before I really started kind of outside of parties, right? Before I really started having conversations with Tim, was like, yo, I need to get more positive brothers around me.
Wow.
And that's shout out to Tim, right?
Shout out to
for
Tim.
being a positive influence that he didn't know, right?
That's real.
And it was like the fact of being like, yo, where I'm at right now and the people who I'm hanging with has got me to this point. But if I want to get further, I need to hang with people who are in different planes of life than what I am, right? You're somewhere where I'm aspiring to get to.
For sure.
And not just material, but like mentality, right? Work ethic, the things you talk about, the stuff you consume, how you treat yourself.
It's funny you mentioned him too, bro, because like, he's one for me too. Like to see him work out every morning
all the time,
at
man.
5:30, 6 o'clock.
Like, breakfast crew,
him being with his family, like, yeah, bro, like you absolutely right. And it's the other interesting part too is it's some people that you look at from a distance that you might not even have a relationship with that still inspire, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I got a couple of those in my life where it's like, yo, I respect what they doing, and I might not be all the way in tune with the movement, but it still motivates me.
It still motivates you to go forward.
It keeps me going, for sure.
Yeah, so, bro, I had to switch up my circle, man. It was never like, yo, I don't hang with you no more. It's just I got to change how we hang, right?
That's right.
I got to change the things, how we interact, because I knew I wanted more from my life than what I was being able to be provided for with what I was doing, right? So I had to switch it up. I had to challenge myself. I had to get out of my comfort zone to find new people to call, associates to eventually build friendships with. I had to begin like networking with people, understanding that you have to go to people. People aren't going to come to you, right? Every once in a while, people might gravitate towards you, but it's on you to develop the trust and to nurture that relationship, right?
That's humbling too.
Yeah.
Because now it's not from a posture of you got to kiss everyone behind, but sometimes it's like, yo, I'm genuinely interested in what you got going on. Like, and we share similar interests. Like, yo, let's set up a lunch or let's go to the gun range or whatever it is like we can do. Like, I'm interested in what's going on. But a lot of people sometimes don't even want to take that step because they think that, it may make them look a certain way.
Right. Like I'm trying to chase you down.
I don't look at it like that at all, bro. Like I actually, if someone is in that position and want to holler and network with me, like I'm always open, bro. Like DM, text, whatever, bro. Hit me.
Same. And it's if you can provide value, man. It's crazy. The exchanges of conversation. You can provide so much value if you just sit with somebody long enough. Right. Or you can find out quickly that this isn't what I thought it was going to be. But at least you know that now, right?
Fact.
And for me, it was like, all right, let me start being around people who create value, right? And not just for me, but they create value for other people because there's something about them that's got people gravitating to them, right? So I was like, all right, let me switch it up, man. And for me, once I made that decision to enhance my circle, enhance the people I'm with, then that's when I began to open up possibilities and opportunities and avenues, right?
Man, talk to us about it, man, because you got a lot going on, man.
Yeah, it's a lot, brother. And so kind of segue from like I was doing the events and I got heavier into like the marketing consultant side of things, right? And I linked up with brother Kendrick and real positive brother doing a lot of strong, powerful things behind the scenes, like not heavy on social media, but he's a power player behind the scenes. And he taught me, I'm gonna tell you the truth, this is the part of like I say that network, right? He really like helped me understand the value of creating opportunities for others, right? Not just for yourself, but create opportunity for others,
the
right?
Value,
and
man.
It's through servitude, right? Serving, right? And from there, I was like, yo, okay, so it's bigger than just me, right?
Real.
It's about serving others.
Real.
Mentally shifting my gear from I'm doing this for me to I'm doing this for you, right? For someone else, right? Provide opportunity for somebody else. And that helped me like, all right, boom, that's one pillar to stand on, right? then, as I'm progressing through the world, I began to understand the importance of like habits, right?
Yeah.
Habits. And I'm looking at like,
you are a culmination of your habits.
You are,
yeah.
bro. So like, what am I doing in the morning? What am I doing in the daytime? What am I doing? I still struggle with the routine, but it's all about recalibrating, right?
For sure.
I can never be the person who's like, every morning 7:30, you know exactly what I'm doing.
For sure.
I can do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Like I got to keep myself guessing a little bit, but consistent enough.
For sure.
And then I realized, okay, the importance of habits. Then you start realizing like the importance of the people you surround yourself with, even of like, if you're a man, you like women, like I do.
Yeah.
Then then you got to be conscious of the women that you surround yourself with, or that you in your life, because that's a lot of energy exertion, right? And then that's
transferred.
That's transferred. Like, exactly. It's transferred.
You
got to be cognizant of that. And it was so many different things, bro, that had like culminated to bring me to like, let me step out on faith. Let me really bet on myself, and let's do this thing. So after the Privé, I started doing like some trucking, right? Got into the logistics industry.
Okay.
And that was like, this is not for me. Learn quickly, right?
Yeah,
this is crazy. I'm like out here trying to, book loads for trucks, and then that didn't really go the way I wanted to. So then I'm like driving the truck, well, not a truck, but like a Sprinter van, doing it myself. And I was like, this ain't me, right? Yeah. This is not. I didn't go to school for this,
right?
So
because to me it sounds like it's not feeding the marketing piece.
It's not feeding the marketing piece,
and I've seen that theme. It's like when it's not using that creative muscle for you, you kind of check out. But when you're using that creative muscle and really operating in that passion, again, this is the main theme in this conversation. And back in that passion and purpose, it's like,
So, bruh, and from now it's like, this is not working, bro. And as an entrepreneur, bro, it's certain weeks are better than others, right? Until you have like a consistent business owner where you understand projection, you know what's coming in, what's coming out. But for me, I was very still scrappy, and still trying to figure out what I wanted to go all in on,
right?
And it was just like, this is getting expensive. You know what I'm saying? Starting new ventures, paying LLC, annual filing fees, taxes. Still trying to enjoy myself a little bit. Legal fees, all those things started adding up. And the one thing that stayed constant through all of that was my wanting to stay physically active, stay physically fit. I always knew I needed to take care of my body. Yeah. Mind you, my old man, I'll tell his age, he don't mind. He's 79. He's 79. He still works out 4 times a week.
Wow.
Right? Committed.
Wow.
Committed.
Well, you said he was an Army guy. So
he's an Army guy. Yeah, he don't stop.
He don't stop.
So I always knew like it was important to take care of myself. And the theme that ran constant all the way through was like, take care of your body, take care of your body, take care of your body. But I noticed like, it's getting expensive. Started getting expensive. Like, how much am I paying for the gym membership again? Yeah. How much is that protein? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm going out. I'm like, instead of like looking for stuff I want, I'm looking for like what's on sale. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then I started because that cost started adding so much, I started having to be like, all right, what's more important? My phone being on or me getting more protein? I think I'll make sure I can make these calls, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Or what's more important? Like, I got knots in my back, or I got to keep this electric bill on so the energy don't get on me. Got to keep the lights on.
Yeah.
And me and my partner, who was to become business partner, he's an engineer, right? Software engineer and full-time corporate job. So he's always, consistent.
For sure.
And we had different issues as far as that, but he was always physically active too. And he's like a big Nike buff, dog. Like this dude should be a Nike. If you watch this, sign Quincy Smith, please, because this dude buys everything Nike related.
He's like a walking statue.
Oh my God, he is like the walking Nike statue. Yeah. And his thing was like, he enjoys working out, but he can never find like the stuff he wants for like a better. Who wants to pay full price?
No,
right?
That's fact.
Nobody wants to pay
$79 for some joggers.
Yeah, nobody wants to do that. Like, is this on sale? Bet, let's do it.
Yeah.
So his thing was like he would spend a lot of time finding these coupons, right, or waiting for the Nike tent sales, or they do that thing where they like the pop-up shops and all that. So my issue was money. His issue was time. We started getting together, talking a little. We was like, are we the only ones with this issue?
Yeah.
So we decided to like survey some people. So like last year, early part of last year, we surveyed like right about 200 something people. Right. And like we were DM. I knew I was on to something mentally because I was like DM people I didn't know. Like, hey, I know you don't know me, but can you take the survey? They're like, what's this about? I tell them like, all right, cool. So we found that we weren't alone with this problem.
And this was a random survey. Background. So you're getting genuine feedback. To test out this idea that you could essentially put together.
Just an idea. Just based off like, hey, you spend a lot of time looking for coupons and discounts. I don't have a lot of money to look for those to purchase these things.
Right.
You got a problem with time. I got a problem with money. Let's see what we can make out of this. So we started surveying people. It was like 5 questions, and people responded. We got great feedback from it. And not only did people say like, yo, they spent a lot of time and money finding products, services that benefit their health, fitness, and wellness experience, but they also highlight something we didn't really account for, which was motivating factors to stay active, right? So it was like extrinsic motivation versus intrinsic motivation.
I understand.
Some people are self-starters, right?
Yep.
Some people need something to get started, right?
Yep.
So we was like, okay. So you start looking up stuff like, is there a solution out there?
What's out there that people could potentially use that they just don't know about to tap in and solve some of these issues. So when you guys looked out there, did you find anything?
No, man, no. We saw, like I said, we found, you got your Amazon, who they deliver anything. You had your fitness apps that allow you to, work out, right? And then you found your MyFitnessPal, tells you what to eat or track your macros afterwards. Or if you're like you like to experience a lot of different gyms, you got your Class Pass. So we saw like all these different apps that do these different functions, right? It's like, but there was nothing to supplement the in-between, right? So
what do you mean by that? Elaborate.
So you work out, right? And then you eat a meal, but how much did you have to pay for that meal? Right? Whether it's you went to Zoe's Kitchen, or if you went to the grocery store and spent $200 on Sunday. Or, hey, I want to get my fitness journey started, right? What do I need to do? Workout gears, workout stuff. Then you got to order that stuff from Amazon, right? Or I've worked out hard. I got knots in my back. Like I get a lot of knots in my back. Where do I go get a massage? Like I got to look through Google, all the different reviews, find out what's good, what's not. If they run a special, I pay $129 for 90 minutes. So it was all these different steps, right? It was just very fragmented. So we're like, yo, why can't we just create a platform where it saves people time and money, connect the end user to what they want for their health, fitness, and wellness journey, but for a better cost?
So it's a perfect segue to kind of talk about exactly, man. This is the owner and co-founder of Whole Bod Technologies, man. Like I wanted to set up this conversation because number one, you're a health guy. One of our main pillars is health. I want to talk about some health things that our audience can leave with too before we end the conversation. But I also want to talk specifically about the app that you guys are launching, man. Like I've looked at it, man. Like the concept is very, very dope, man. If you could just give us a high level view for the user that does not know exactly what Whole Bod App is or what it does. Like how can they benefit or get that value that you're speaking of?
Yeah. So what we did was we created a mobile app, fitness app, pretty much that links end users to retailers that allows them to increase consumer buying power through physical activity. So the movement economy, right? The more you work out, the more rewards that you earn, you unlock discounts. So if we go work out today, we decide to go do a jog around this neighborhood, we could potentially earn 200, 300, 400 points. We can use those points to unlock a discount to, let's just say, a massage parlor, right? So what was $99 massage could now be $49 massage.
So you're getting rewarded to work out.
Absolutely.
Man, I think that's a dope concept, man, because like number one, it pushes, especially men, black men who, a lot of things affect us in our community, man. Like when we talk about COVID-19, man, like it's wreaked havoc because of a lot of pre-existing conditions that are in our community, man. And if we can be proactive and ensure that a lot of our bodies are in shape, that we can get rid of a lot of these ailments, a lot of this other stuff wouldn't affect us as much. Taking that initiative to go work out, either it being 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 5 days a week, however often you do it, it benefits you in other areas and save money, man. Like this is a genius concept, man. Like, so where are you guys at as far as in the process? And I know we pre-record these, but like, in the next couple months, like when can we expect this to be released? Like how is it going to look on this first rendition of release?
Yeah, so depending on when this is released, the app will be ready to launch February.
Okay.
Yeah, so middle of February.
So this will be out by then.
Yeah, so once you see this, go your Google App Market or your Apple Store, type in Whole Bod App, and it'll pop up.
Okay, man. So with the Whole Bod App, like, man, you guys are, I know you run it through the ringer as far as testing.
Yep.
I've seen you also like getting ready to pitch it to raise funds. Like,
Yep.
what does that process look like when developing an app, getting ready to release it, and even looking for capital and other investors to get it to a place that you guys are proud of and can really develop those partnerships?
Yeah, man. So it's a process. It's a huge process. Now, mind you, idea-wise, this idea for us came into play probably like, the initial conversation was like November of 2019. We started doing the surveys top of the year, January of 2020.
Okay.
So from January 2020 all through last year, no, it's the pandemic last year, right? Oh my God, we lost a year. So the original thought actually came up November 2018.
Gotcha.
February 2019, we did surveys.
Gotcha.
Right? But we didn't do anything with the surveys for about 5 or 6 months. Like, we had this data just sitting on our hands.
Was that, but like, I guess what was the reason for that? You just kind of figure out what to do with it?
Exactly. What to do with it. Like, all right, we got this data, we got this insights, what next?
So you guys didn't even have the ideal concept fully vetted at this point. It was more so like, let's figure out what the pain points are for the audience who loves to work out, because we are guys that work out.
Yeah.
We're guys who love fitness, and we want to solve a problem there, but we want to make sure that the value is going to the customer.
Exactly.
So you took the data, took the value points, and just had a lot of brainstorming sessions over a 6-month period. Like, all right, these people have this issue, these people have this issue. Let's do this.
Yeah, what it came down to, man, we overthought it, just to be honest.
Gotcha.
We overthought it. We overthought it. We began doubting ourselves, like, can we really do this? You have like imposter syndrome, right? You're
analysis paralysis.
Yeah, exactly. Analysis paralysis. I'm like, I've never built a tech company. You know what I'm saying? Quincy, you're in tech, but you've never built a tech company. You built tech products and software for clients, but nothing of your own. So we're both like, yo, can we really do this?
Yeah.
But then we had really towards the end of 2019, we were like, why not us? You know what I'm saying? It went from can we do this to why not us?
Right.
And then it's funny how when people say bounce your idea at people, we would tell people and they would all be like, yo, that's brilliant, but why hasn't somebody else done it already? So that kind of like, well, damn, would it work? You know what I'm saying?
It kind of scares you a little bit. It's like, hold on. Really? Yeah.
And but again, it was like, yo, we just want to keep the end user in mind. It wasn't about like, let's line, corporate Wall Street pocket. They got enough money, right?
Right, for sure.
Let's deregulate this thing. Let's piss the right people off, i.e. insurance companies, you know what I'm saying? To make healthier people, you know what I'm saying? 360 health, and let's empower our people. So for me personally, I just want to kind of throw this in here real quick. The part, like the app is dope, right? The concept is dope. It's a very novelty idea. We're going to execute on it to the best of our abilities and bring people around who are smarter than us to make the right calls.
For sure.
But for me personally, what matters the most in that app is that we didn't want to just be like a fitness app. There's plenty of there's no shortage of fitness apps in the market, right? It's a crowded space. There's new ones pop up on your timeline every day. We didn't want to be just known as a fitness app. We wanted to be like a true health and wellness platform. But it was important for us to stay true to who we are as people, right? And this is a struggle I think that any black founder has, right? It's, do I make something for the masses? And then potentially run the course of somebody calling you a sellout, right? Or do you build something for your own people? And in a sense, you kind of box yourself into a minority population. You know what I'm saying? So
you're talking my language right now, because I set up because I deal with that. So, like even what we're doing here, it's like, do we attack all men or specifically the men of our community, right? And I mean, with me going through that decision and how I filter, it's like, I pray about it, follow that gut, man. We had that conversation earlier, bro. Like, and Dr. Boyce Watkins, again, I know we had that before we got on air. You have to be intentional about your demographic. If you try to please everybody, you'll end up helping none. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you have to be intentional. And even sometimes your intentional may be like more than a specific demographic, but just like a type of person. But being intentional about that is real. So, like, what were some of the questions that you guys asked yourself to kind of filter through whether it would be one of the two?
Man, a lot. A lot of questions. We asked ourselves, like, yo, if we make I'm going to tell you the one we joke about, like, yo, if we launch this thing and we put our face out there early, we're going to be pigeonholed. People are going to be like, oh, that's a black fitness app.
Yeah.
It's a fitness app for black people only.
Yeah.
Right? And people who are smart, right, and who are open-minded wouldn't think that.
Absolutely.
But there's a lot of people who automatically colorize you based
Absolutely.
on who you are,
Absolutely.
right? So we're like, all right, well, we don't want to jump the gun, and then some ignorant person is like, oh, that's a black app, right? Then we was like, well, we don't want to also like hide our faces and manipulate people to realize, oh, it's by black people? I don't know, I don't want it. So what we did, we was like, you know what? Let's do this. Let's take a step back. Let's look at what's important to us, right? What's important to the mission.
Being authentic
right?
still,
and,
yeah.
And how can we be true to ourselves?
That's real.
So what we did was, like I said, I grew up in Beatties Ford. It's a food desert, right? There's no healthy food options at all.
That's real.
There's literally no greenery, no produce, no fresh veggies, nothing. But there's not a shortage of chicken spots. There's plenty of Chinese food. There's plenty of oxtails. There's plenty of things that work against our health, right?
That's my love.
Yeah. So this is the part where it gets personal for me. Yeah, I love me some oxtails too. Bring the prices of oxtails down.
I know, man.
You know, so it's getting crazy out here. But it was like, yo, this is ridiculous, man. Like, why are we over here being fed all this starchy, heavy, simple carb loaded food?
Yeah.
And light bulb went off at that moment. I'm like, yo, we can do both. We can help our people by leveraging the haves to benefit the have-nots. So what we did was we designed a concept to where when people make transactions in our marketplace, when they redeem the rewards, we donate a piece of that to local community food gardens in areas deemed as food deserts.
That's dope.
So we partnered with the community garden that I grew up in, right, Lincoln Heights. That was our first partner, and our initiative is called Whole Communities. So what we do is we donate to the local community gardens to where they can provide fresh, free produce to lower income served communities.
That's dope.
So at that moment, I'm like, all right, now I feel great. Like before, I felt good about the concept. Now I feel great about what we're doing.
So now you're even adding a philanthropy piece into it, to where it's like, again, still adding value to the customer, but also adding value to a community as a whole. Yeah. Because you see a specific need in these food deserts. Because health is a lot of things, right? It's not only just working out, but the diet.
What you put in your body.
Our diet is so critical in that, man. And I mean, even I know you know it as a football player, right? Like just how they like probably condition just certain things going in you at certain times and being prepared for your games. Like, can you just talk through that process a little bit more? And I know we're hopping in and out the app conversation to actual health. But
I mean, it all ties together.
I think it's important for the audience because as us as men, as we build ourselves up and make sure that we're strong mentally, like physically inside, it has to be right as well.
Yeah, man. So I have a heart condition, right? Hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. Okay. I have thick heart muscles. So I have to be conscious of like how I eat, how hard I train. Because even then, I mean, I'm 33, but if I go crazy in the weight room, I get dizzy, I get lightheaded, I get short of breath, and I got to kind of like taper off. That's why I think CrossFit is like good for, you know, strong conditioning, all those things, but I personally could not do CrossFit on a regular basis because I would put myself at further risk for like a heart attack, right? And I'm not interested in having a heart attack.
I'm right there with you,
power cleans.
I wouldn't advise you.
You know, I'm trying to live a long life. So
I'm right there with you.
So for me, it's like finding that balance, right? Moderation. And in our community, like I said, to our community, as far as the health things, we have type 2 diabetes that's running rampant through our community. We have cardiovascular disease that's running rampant through our community. Something that's consistent in any lower income community, black, white, Latin, brown, white, however you want to look at it, is obesity, right? So how do we address those problems, right, in a realistic approach? Absolutely. Not like a big one fix it all, because it's not the case, but it starts with what you eat, right? And a huge barrier to eat is price.
Absolutely.
So if you can't afford to eat the right kind of foods, you're going to be putting in your body what's convenient, what's cheap. Absolutely. So we can increase your buying power, right? From you getting you physically active, saving you some dollars, and then you can use that money to buy more quality food.
That's dope.
Take care of your body more. You know what I'm saying? And that's whether if you're from a lower income community or if you're from a high rise, right? And we just wanted to address issues that are relevant. And the crazy part of the timing of it now is that you look at when Biden gave the address of the food shortage,
Wow, I wasn't privy to this information. You're schooling me right now.
So it's a national food shortage crisis that's happening right now.
I see.
So people are like literally starving, right?
Wow.
Food banks are literally running out of food because this whole pandemic thing,
yeah,
the supply chains, they destroy things. But this has been happening.
Yeah.
The difference is, like we talked about earlier, now it's at their front doorstep.
Yeah.
Black community been hungry.
Yeah, that's real.
The black community been starved.
That's real.
The black community been unhealthy.
Yeah.
This ain't nothing new, right? But no one has given a true solution for it, and no one's really paid attention to it because it didn't affect the majority.
Yeah. Well, how Malcolm X say, he said, in America, when the majority get a cold, black people get the flu.
Man.
That's a very profound statement, and I think that's kind of how you pretty much summarizing that a little bit is, hey, you know, in our country sometimes we have to address things head on, right? So as a person who is looking to get their life in a more healthier state, man, like what are some suggestions or places to start for the person that just really don't know where to go, man, or don't know what to do? Like what does that look like?
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna preface this statement by saying that I'm not a nutritionist, so this is just things that work for me, right? And things I've discovered through research and science-based studies. So for number one is like lifestyle habits, right? I think the diet culture has destroyed the idea of wellness. Diet culture is, I did a bodybuilding show, right? So I did like the extreme diet, the white fish and asparagus and rice, and super unhealthy, right? It was for a look, aesthetically, right? I looked great on stage, but I felt terrible on the inside, right? And I'm not saying that to discourage anyone, I'm just giving you my truth behind it. And the diet culture is like, yo, get to the certain look to be a better version of yourself. Right. That's trash. You know what I'm saying? That's garbage, because what you're saying is this person is not good enough for where they are. Wow. Now, there's a difference between being healthy, right, and unhealthy, for sure.
I get it. That's
but
real.
Your health doesn't have a certain look.
And when you say diet culture, you're absolutely right. Because, man, it's something, man, like you see a new diet every day. You got keto, you got pescatarian, you got vegans. Like, it's so many different things and so many forms of information coming at you that you don't know who to trust.
Exactly. You don't. And that was a big part of, like, an addition that we added to WholeBod was, like, providing educational value. Yeah. Right? To where on our platform, the home feed, you can look through, like, science-based articles, not somebody trying to push a miracle detox pill. Yeah, right? Because that doesn't happen, right? Like we said, good things take time. Absolutely. Right? So if you want to achieve the best version of yourself inside and out, mind, body, spirit, that takes time. Absolutely. So my advice to anybody would be like, yo, be kind to yourself, right? Understand this is a marathon, not a sprint. Absolutely. And any extreme diet is just a temporary fix.
So to that same person that's just getting started, you know, and let's just say that they're coming out, they're super ambitious, they're like, yeah, you know, I'm finna get back right, and want to do 6 days a week. Would you suggest that, or would you suggest someone to come in, you know, hey, do something a little bit more manageable just to get the ball rolling, or like what would your I guess suggestion be to that person in that situation?
I'm about to nerd out right here.
Talk to me. That's what we here for.
So habits, right? Let's talk about habits. If you let's use a timetable. You want to lose 10 pounds, right? In let's just say 8 weeks. You're looking at, I'm going to go to the gym 6 times a week for the next 8 weeks. That's the goal that you told yourself. Right. Day 1, you go work out. Everything's good. Right. Day 2, you go work out. A little sore, but you're still good. Absolutely. Day 3, you're more sore now than what you was on day 2. That's true. By day 6, your whole body's wrecked. Right. You got 1 day to recover, and then you got to reset. Mentally, you're going to start thinking, I got 7 more weeks of this. I got 7 more weeks of this.
That's real, though.
And by about week 3, those 6 days a week turn into 3. Then 2, then 1. The next thing you know,
fall all off.
Instead of those 10 pounds being achieved, now you've actually gained a few pounds because you're starting to feel bad, right? You feel, I'm not committing my goals, so now you gain weight.
So even as you're working out, it's like, you know what, I feel bad, so I'm going to eat this ice cream. Exactly. To kind of comfort myself as well.
Comfort food, That's a real thing. So what we want to do is you want to create healthy habits, right? Manageable, realistic, or you want to say smart goals, right? Yep. Let's break it down into milestones of that goal, right? So instead of I want to lose 10 pounds in 8 weeks, let's lose 2 pounds in 2 weeks, right? So for 2 weeks, check in the week. Oh, okay, I've lost a pound. If you're tracking your weight, right?
Sure.
If this is a weight goal, then let's do 2 pounds in 1 week. That's realistic.
Yeah.
Boom, I've lost 2 pounds in a week because I've shown up to the gym, and let's take away 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Let's do 3 days a week, right? Let's do a Monday, a Wednesday, Friday.
Something manageable, something attainable,
right?
That can create a mindset shift that then you can use a foundation to build upon. It's funny because I created a video right at the top of the year, and one of my points in it for the New Year goals is to try to focus on leading indicators versus lagging indicators.
Man.
And leading indicators look like what you were just saying, right? Because a lagging indicator, I'll use this example, the same one I use in the in my video, is at the end of the year, or let's just say I want to read 12 books in a year. If December come and I've only read 6 books, like that goal is pretty much over for you, right? Like, because you didn't have any leading indicators to check you until you got to that December month. But instead, if you create a goal to say, hey, I want to read 30 minutes a night before bed, or 30 minutes 3 days a week, it forms a habit that now creates a lifestyle change. Because to the point, you can like force yourself to go work out, but if you're not creating a mindset and lifestyle change that's that you're embodying, like you're gonna hate doing it. You're not gonna have that purpose-filled life that you're really looking for, and it's gonna become like this mundane task that you just never want to do.
That's it.
Whereas when you take those leading indicators, you really buy into it. You know what I mean? You feel the change in you. You feel more healthier and more happy. It's like, hey, you know what? Why hadn't I been doing this? And it becomes a lifestyle change.
It does.
Like that's the biggest thing for my health journey. And like, I mean, I'm pretty consistent. I'm 4 days out the week, and I walk, do a few other things. I try to eat as healthy as possible. I usually cheat on Saturdays and Friday nights, but pretty healthy for the most part. And it does make a difference, man. Like from waking up to the bags that can be under your eyes and linger to skin, like all of this, man. Like seriously,
it all goes hand in hand, man.
So now this is good, man. Like I love. And see, this is not an area that I'm an expert in by any stretch of the imagination, but it's all about your why at the end of the day.
What's your end goal?
Is your why satisfied, and are you happy in what you're doing?
That's it, man.
And it all goes back to health, mental health, carrying stress. Like if you can answer that question confidently as to your why being aligned to what you're doing, I guarantee you're not going to be that stressed. You're going to be wanting to improve your health. You're going to be wanting to better yourself because you know and you feel what you're doing. Like it has a form of impact wherever you operate. Man, I think that's good, man. I think that's the perfect place to kind of close out, man. I think this was a great conversation, man. I thank you for coming in, man, and really just touching base, man, helping get the message out about health, man. Your app, bro, man. Drop all your information so the audience know where to find you.
Yeah, so right now, if you are watching this episode, the app will drop February 19th. So if you catch this sometime before that date, you can register on the WholeBod.com. That's THE WholeBod.com.
All right.
To be first to be able to download, and on Instagram, Whole Bod App.
Gotcha.
Facebook, Whole Bod. Yeah. Twitter, Whole Bod App. I had to think we had a little few things there.
True.
But and then TikTok. Yeah, we got a little TikTok channel now too. That's Whole Bod App as well. And on YouTube, Whole Bod Technology. So
nah, man, I wish y'all guys luck though, man. I'm definitely gonna be downloading. I'm gonna be using it.
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna show you my gym before we get out of here, man.
Okay.
But I with COVID, I invested in myself, turned one of my little rooms into a little gym, man, and it makes it so much easier. I'm not gonna lie, like to be able to just get out the bed and you in your gym in less than 3 minutes, like
can't beat that.
It's a big. It was a big investment, but it. Like you can't pay for good health.
Did you get the PRX? Like you can put it on the wall, or
we're gonna see. We'll touch base. But nah, man, y'all know my apps, man. Y'all know where to find me at Boardroom Vision across the board. And all right, so you know at the end of every episode, man, we gotta do a 7 for 7, man, just to kind of end the mood, kind of light. You know what I mean? Since you're a football guy, you know, big defensive guy, you were split between defensive and linebacker position, man. I gotta ask you. Who are your favorite or top 7 defensive ends of all time?
Well, first of all, I've got to give first off recognition to one of the greatest defensive ends. Is going to be Reggie White.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Reggie White was Oh my God, unbelievable strength.
He was a Panther for a little bit too.
He was. He was. Bruce Smith.
Okay.
Can't leave Bruce Smith out. Dwight Freeney.
Buffalo. Oh, Colts. All right.
Robert Mathis.
All right.
Can't forget the freak. Javon Curse.
Oh.
Man, he was like.
I thought you were talking about the other freak.
What freak you think I was talking about?
Peppers.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely on there. Yeah. JP is on there too. That's number 6.
All right.
Ooh, number 7.
And when I hear freak, I think that JP, boy. Hey, JP was a monster.
Man, listen.
He was nice on the court.
Julius
Even
Peppers
though I hate Carolina, I hated playing them when he was on that court. He was a monster.
Julius Peppers was an animal.
Have you ever met him in real life?
I have once.
Man, he's like,
he's a big guy.
He's superhuman.
He's a big guy.
But man,
he's a big guy. The last defensive end. Whew. I got Dwight Freeney. I got Robert Mathis, Bruce Smith, Reggie White,
Jay Kurz,
Peppers.
Last one.
Damn.
I'm gonna do something funny right here.
Oh, it's always that last spot.
That's why it makes it 7-7. It's not top 5. It's not top 3. 7 always.
Man, 7 is the one that gets you. But no, he didn't play defensive end. Can I pick DeMarcus Ware defensive end? Can I? If we can,
because he's like
make
that
one
convert.
exception,
Like, he that like.
if we can make that exception, I would pick DeMarcus Ware there.
Okay.
Who was you thinking for that 7th spot?
I don't know. Most of my guys are on this list. I'm a big Reggie White, Julius Peppers guy.
I mean, you got guys who are like killing it now, like your J.J. Watts and all that. But you could say Howie Long, but I didn't watch Howie Long play. Right?
J.J. Watt is another good one.
J.J. Watt is good.
And I know LT is a linebacker, but I still kind of look at him even as a defensive end because of like that scheme.
So can we do like DeMarcus Ware / LT?
Nah, you gotta pick one.
You gotta pick one. If I had to pick between the two, I'm going LT.
Yeah, that's a good.
If I gotta pick between the two, I'm going LT because that dude was different off the edge. So Reggie White, Bruce Smith, Dwight Freeney, Robert Mathis, Javon Curse, Julius Peppers, LT. I think that's solid.
All right, that's
I would rotate any one of those guys at defensive end. I think that we would have a career day.
Nah, that's a pretty solid list. I'll give you that. Oh, think of 2 of them on the same.
You got 2 of them. Robert Mathis, Dwight Freeney play opposite each other.
That's a fact.
I mean, he led the league of sacks that year. That spin move.
All right, man. Well, hey, we putting a bow on this thing, though, man. I appreciate you for real, though, man, coming to bless the platform, man. Hey, go check out the Whole Bod App, man. Like, hey, they releasing in February, and we got to blow this thing up, man. Blow this thing up. Support black business. Y'all know what we do at Boardroom Vision, man. We helping unlock the CEO in you. If you got any questions, DM me, hit me up, man. But this is a wrap, and I'll see y'all next episode.
Peace.